a Zenyatta main was the right choice. You made the right choice, Noah.
I'm excited for new Winston. If those, I really hope those changes don't go through. Right,
insane,
Sombra, I
actually.
think, is already very powerful. We've seen what Rascal can do with it. I think
This is map
Sombra
1.
buffs are too
Oasis.
much, especially when I feel like
I mean,
Sombra's
personally, I thought that Runaway was going to be the team that, like,
a lot of team
could have been the dark
coordination
horse for this tournament after seeing them
we saw
dismantle Fnatic.
shades of Sombra,
And I'm glad that they're
with
doing
Kongu
well. I think
Panthera,
that
I
they're
started to
very
get really
hyped. I think
scared,
that their
and
DPS
the
players are very
Translocator
good.
buff,
And
cooldown buff is pretty huge.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're actually just playing insane. I think the Reinhardt's really good. Kaiser, I think Bumper's been a very stable Zarya Roadhog player. And Stitch's Tracer has been super good too, so they're going to run this. Alright, let's talk about comps, I guess, because their comp is interesting in itself. They're running this comp, which I think is pretty smart, realistically. Lunatic High doesn't have the best Tracer player. I don't think Eska's really that good. In terms of his Tracer play, I think his like McCree is fine. I think his Mei is good. I think he's probably like the weakest player on the team, in my opinion. But they don't run a very like standard, or like their dive is good, but it's not as good, I guess, as other teams that have a better Tracer player. So Runaway is running like this comp that FaZe ran for most of their run with Too Easy and Shadowburn at MLG, which is just pocket Roadhog, nano boost the Genji, and hit Gravitons. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, that's literally the comp. You nano boost the Genji, you hit a Graviton, and you get hooks and Earth Shatters. This goes back to like the way Overwatch, I think, is played in my mind, which is more or less like you can play mass DPS heroes, which will do a lot of damage, or you can run mass teamfight and pick off. So compositionally, though, both teams are running mostly the same thing. It's just a matter of Hog versus McCree. But there's not much else to say here other than I think I like the Roadhog more than the McCree in some weird way. So let's see.
Going for the Zarya. As you can see with all the choke points, we have seen most teams opt for heavy crowd control to catch teams in the front choke of this point. Eska back on his usual McCree.
So Lunatic High gets the point early. I think they came in from the better angle. But I think realistically, I think Kaiser's much better than Miro at Reinhardt. And I think that, I don't know how Stitch just died there. That's really big. Well, Haxel kills Esko, which shouldn't happen. So now they're even numbers. Lunatic High has Nano already. What's happening here? I don't know what just happened. So, like, Lunatic High traded, but they lost a DPS player. So I don't know. Did he get hooked, or was he just playing super aggressive? That was weird. I'm trying to figure out why he just died. Why can't I rewind with left click? Or with arrow keys? There we go. Oh, he gets hooked. Okay, so he's hooked and dead. So that's a big play, actually. They just kill Miro like that, and now this fight should be theirs, but they have nano boost early. This Roadhog is playing very well right now, but not enough. I'm actually surprised they weren't able to capitalize there. But Jaehan got ult super fast, and Zumba killing their Stitch at the early was very good as well. Because now Zumba's in like that weird, like super aggressive Zarya, I have full charge, full damage kind of states. So this next fight should be Lunatic High just because of the Graviton. Nano Boost is going to be up for Haxel though, so realistically it could go either way. It's just a matter of whether or not Haxel gets this ult fast enough. Because as soon as they Nano Boost, they're probably going to grab, and it's going to come down to whether or not the grab does more damage than the Nano Boosted Genji. So they stand barrier as well on Runaway. Doesn't work out though. Who Are You cleaves through them. That was a big commitment from Lunatic High though. They dumped 3 ults to that? 2 ults? And Stitch doesn't have grab yet. So if Stitch ever gets grab, I think that's Runaway's way back in. That's pretty much Koth right now, is if your Zarya gets farmed early, you just lose.
We heard it go off, didn't actually see the target. It It wasn't on the Reinhardt. It wasn't on Kaiser. But a great combination to start things off with. Who were you building up that Dragon Blade? And Zunbo was, at that time, about 40%.
So Stitch is going to have Grav here. Toby will have Sound Barrier. Kaiser has Earth Shatter too. So Miro did use Shatter last fight, it looks like, or he never got it yet. Eska dies again to Haxel in the 1v1. That's huge. Like, these kills actually make a huge difference in the outcome of the game, I think, or like the way that the players play from now on. If you like go into a best of 5 series and you're just dumpstering your counterpart repeatedly, then like it sets a precedent for the rest of the game, like how well or how confident that player is now playing against you. So Haxel's actually having a crazy game. He just killed Eska by himself and Jaehong by himself, and that opens up the map, or like at least the game right now for Runaway, because Stitch is going to have Grav. Zumba's going to have his too, so Zumba's already actually on his second, and Stitch hasn't used his first, which is a pretty big deal, but now it comes down to which team has a better Graviton, because both teams are pretty even otherwise. But having defensive positioning is always pretty good, especially on this map. So Stitch is obviously looking for this Grav. They know he's looking for this Grav, so they're hesitant to come in. Miro's getting farmed, and then somehow Bumper kills Eska. Eska has literally died like 4 times in a row somehow. I like this decision here to nano the Genji. It's just easy. It's just an easy fight. It just delays them. You just have to play for time right now. So like they waste the nano Genji. Lunatic High has 5 ults, but realistically 5 ults doesn't matter depending on where Stitch puts the Graviton. If Stitch gets a good Graviton, it doesn't matter how many ults you have. So, I mean, that's really all it comes down to right now. Runner has Sound Barrier. He's going to have to use it. He should probably use it early. Use it right now. So Eska's dead again. I don't know how. I don't know why. Both teams dropped Graviton. That was a really awkward fight. But I think Runner Sound Barrier late or something, but it doesn't matter. So they nano boosted the Genji, or they popped the Genji ult, and then all of Runaway pushed forward. They got Graviton in the choke, and it was unfortunate, but that's just how it is. But Eska literally died like 5 times in a row there. So, that's a thing, right? He literally might be 0-6. Not that I really care, but going back to the point that, like, who are you is, I think, better than Eska, and I think Stitch is better than Eska. At least in a 1v1 anyway. But getting kills in Jaehong is a big deal as well. So they're running Dive instead of Zarya. They're running Diva. I don't hate it. I guess both teams are mirrored. I don't hate mirror, but I think, again, Runaway has the upper hand. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends on how well Stitch does. This whole Eska really is their crutch. Like, in order for them to play well, Eska has to play well, I think, especially against a team like Runaway, because Runaway has such very good individual talent that it makes a big deal. Like, Haxel just got another 2K somehow. Haxel's actually playing insane, but we're not watching him for, like, ever for some reason. Both Genjis are going off right now. But you see Eska here. Like, Eska should have killed Haxel already. Like, Haxel should literally be dead right now to this Tracer, but... So Eska just pulse bombed the Winston bubble, and Haxel is making space again. Like, his movement's actually so good. He kills Jaehong there, reflects a shot. He actually should be dead right now, but... You see how impactful Haxel's being right now. He, like, I don't know what he's on. He took some performance-enhancing Genji drugs. Look at this guy, dude. He's actually pounding this entire series right now. Like, going off. Like, he's 1v1'd Eska and Jaehong numerous times already. So, it's impressive. Genji drugs. So Cox has ult. He can nano boost whenever. I mean, who are you's Dragon Blade gets countered here by the Sound Barrier. He wastes most of it going for Runner. Toby's dead too. They trade Lucio's, but again, look at Haxel, man. 2 kills on both supports. He kills both supports. Stitch is killing Who Are You in the background, again, which is what should be happening. And meanwhile, Eska's getting 1v1 by an Ana. They get this kill, but the point's not there, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of weird how biased the crowd is at this. So he pulse bombs a Diva suit that has no HP and then gets ulted. Like, Eska's actually throwing at this point. So that was really weird. I don't know what he's thinking. The Nano Boost, who are you without Dragon Blade? Very peculiar. Jaehong making a rare mistake. Haxel getting the best of who are you. Haxel and Stitch just outplaying who are you and Eska at this point. Look at this, dude. Like, this isn't even fair. So, again, this goes back to the mentality of the match. Like, when you start getting dumpstered early in a best of 5, you start playing scared. And if I'm Eska right now, I'm literally, like, so afraid. Especially, they're not running Zaryas on either team, so whoever won that first fight really has a huge upper hand, because there's no real ults to get back into this. There's no Reinhardt either. So there's no real team fight. Somehow Eska dies to the Ana there. I'm not convinced that Eska's gotten a kill this entire game yet. Maybe he has one? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But Stitch, I think, just outclasses him on Tracer for sure. Who are you gets slept. Kaiser kills Jaehong. Stitch has ult. Just kiting Miro. Ran out of blanks. He's dead. So they retook there. Bumper's still delaying. Bumper's still delaying. Good delay. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. Now it's going to come down to Haxel's Dragon Blade. I don't know if I agree with Cox having used the Nano Boost there. Probably should have saved it and just accepted the fact they were going to lose that fight. They tried really hard to win it, but it probably wasn't worth it in the end. Lunatic had to expend a lot, though. They Dragon Bladed Pop Monkey ult and Pop Sound Barrier. Runaway still have Sound Barrier. They have Pulse Bomb. They have Dragon Blade. They're going to have Primal Rage. Again, if they had the Nano Boost here, it would have been a huge deal, but they don't. See, like, Eska's just, I mean, he's not killing anything. He's just existing. Stitch kills Jaehong. They popped Dragon Blade and Sound Barrier. That's a big deal, actually. I don't know. Like, they could have won already if they had that Nano Boost. I'm not sure what's going on in terms of, like, Haxel. So Stitch kills Who Are You? But, Stitch kills Miro. Stitch just got a 2K somehow. He's still alive. Goes for the 3, but, again, they didn't have Nano Boost there. He had good cleanup there, Eska, but I don't really call those pickoffs. They were like cleanup kills. But Lunatic High has a huge advantage right now. It's going to come down to like whether or not Stitch can hit a pulse bomb or something, because there's no like real obvious way for them to win a fight, I think, Runaway right now, until Cox gets ult and Haxel gets another ult. But I don't think Haxel's going to get another ult. So they might just Nano Boost the D.Va next fight because they're pressed for time. Honestly, Cox using that ult when he did was a huge mistake. Why is Eska? See, like, Eska, like, he probably should have gone for that kill because it was his, but he doesn't. So Cox has ult. The monkey can delay this point for a while. This fight can go either way, realistically, unless Eska pulse bombs one of them. No? Okay. So they dive the Ana super early. Gets the health pack, gets the double heal from the health pack. That's unfortunate that both supports were committed to that. Kaiser still has ult though, so Kaiser's probably going to try delay here. Yeah, so Kaiser pops this to delay. I don't know where Bumper is. Bumper gets his suit back, dies, or loses his suit and dies. So Lunatic High did a really good job there of like pressuring the supports. I think Runaway actually would have won though if they had saved that one Nano Boost, which is pretty silly, but that's just kind of how Koth works right now. Lucio's on the point though. Is he going to stall this out? Haxel comes in and kills Toby with Blade. That's huge. Did a lot of damage. Didn't get the kills, but now it's Stitch. Stitch versus the world. This D.Va has ult. Kaiser's back. This is a long, like, they're playing to win, man. Eska pulse bombs the D.Va. Ults up. That was close. That was a lot closer than it should have been. I think Runaway had that in the bag if they didn't pop that one Nano Boost, actually. Which is silly. I mean, again, that goes back to like why I don't like the Apex format, is that one Nano Boost determined whether or not it went to map 3, and since there's no map 5, like, I don't know. I think Koth needs some rule changes. But whatever, man. That was a very close game of Oasis, though. That was not like a one-sided engagement at all.